I want to be there for myself if I end up rethinking where I want to go, knowing that this life only plays once. By the way, yeah, this art quality ain't gonna seem so good. I'm not that good at drawing, so. But anyways, passions, yeah, that everyone has them. My dream is to become one of the greatest writers, but when I think about it, man, how the hell do I even do that? The focus of this project, yes, this is a project. Shut up, I don't want to hear it. But anyways, the focus of this project is to basically look into the careers of the health department. So, with that in mind, the health department is pretty interesting. To be in a career with such responsibility feels awfully stressful when you think about it. Like, here, let me give you an example. Let's say if we were given a single problem to solve, right? But every time you solve that problem, it branched into even more for you to solve. Now imagine that scenario going for nearly decades. That's how I see the health department. But with that in mind, I kind of wonder about all the things that actually have to do with writing. In this case, I mean jobs. The jobs. Let's talk about the jobs that have to do with writing. Bro, oh my god, I'm so good at these edits. Oh my god. So, before I get started, I just want to clarify my focus on these careers won't be getting into the details on how I'm going to specifically get to these careers or how much income I make or like that much of the details, but more of which job I'd feel work best with my passion or would help me like actually get there. Okay. Back to the video. Anyways, according to the US of hold on.
U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Anyways, yeah, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a technical writer is a person who prepares instructions, manuals, how-to guides, journal articles, and supporting documents to communicate complex technical information more easily. Ugh, that's a lot. But basically, the first key thing that came to my mind after looking at this was organization and research. Now, let's get one thing clear. Organization and research are one of the main keys to creating a good novel. And if you think otherwise, fight me. Nah, but in all seriousness, how do you think the authors that created your favorite stories managed to create impactful scenes? How do you think the author was able to make a fictional story with concepts that didn't make sense at all make sense? You could say that it was through personal experiences or being taught at an earlier age, but what about the things that they haven't experienced? And what about the things that they were never taught? And whatever. Anyways, being in the workforce within enough time, I feel like those skills that I'm looking for would obviously be enhanced more because they're basically the two main products used in writing and are also detrimental to the actual job that I'd be applying for. But all in all, there are a lot more careers out there that actually have to do with creative writing, which leads to my second choice. The brain! The brain! So when it comes to human emotions and writing, basically blending them together could pretty much be a pretty good idea as it could be used to relate to the reader because, you know, all of us feel human emotions, which is why we're talking about the brain, and being a psychologist. Alright, anyways, let's get into it. Back to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Back to the Anyways, back to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Psychologists study cognitive, emotional, and social processes and behavior by observing, interpreting, and recording how people relate to one another and their environments. Don't ask me how long it takes to edit these stutters. To put it short, in the words of MERRIAM-WEBSTER, psychology is the science of mind and behavior. This is pretty much the exact reason why reality can be used as a tool. Animals cannot really read books. They don't really read books in the first place, but humans do. And what more to relate to a human more than placing these human emotions on a character? Now, this leads to one of my most favorite examples that I could ever bring up of authors using these human emotions to actually impact the viewer. This example being The time has come, an excuse to finally talk about this show. Yes! Yeah! The Boys is a perfect example of writers using reality as a tool. The story consists of heroes that are forced into a world of politics and money, but that's not necessarily the reason why I bring it up. The main reason I bring it up, and the main reason the viewer stays watching, is because of how realistic these heroes actually respond to each other when it comes to their drama and their conflict. Even if these heroes live in such a fictional world, their emotional responses are pretty much as realistic as ever when it comes to our own responses. And it's also where the physiology comes in. I've always been interested in physiology and participating in its study, let alone having a career can offer an extreme boost in my understanding of human behavior and how I can use these emotions to relate to my writing, the same way that The Boys does, in a way where regardless if these characters are living in a fictional world or a non-fictional world, their emotional responses are as realistic as it gets when it comes to our own responses. And not only would I be affecting my own work, but keep in mind, this is the health department. Not only would I be impacting my own writing, but I'd also be impacting other people's lives with a better understanding of these emotions and knowing ways to empathize with my patients. But there's a reason why I say it's my second choice. When I was making this section about psychology, I began to think about my social worker and what she's been doing in her workforce, knowing that she works in the health department since her job actually has to do with psychology. And with that in mind, it made me think I'd always try to find some time to do things with her all the time, some time to actually talk with her because I'd build a relationship with her. That's usually what social workers do. And when that usually happens, I'm always hearing she's either in meetings, she's either trying to get other students that she needs to talk to, which makes me think a lot about these jobs, like being a technical writer or being a psychologist or even the next job that I'm going to mention. It all takes up so much time. It really does take up time. And when I think about it, being a change maker is a huge job, but what if it takes space from the things that you really want to do? What if it takes space from the family you want to spend time with? What if it takes so much time to the point where you just can't do anything? Y'all, it's time for physiology, baby. Yeah, yeah. So I'm not familiar with physiology that much, but when it comes to writers that want to make a fictional story and has to do with human logic, I feel like that's when it needs to come in. So this is my last choice for an extremely good reason, an extremely obvious reason, because the the human body is a pretty complex thing, but still studying a portion of it, at least a portion of it, could still offer a lot when it comes to wanting to combine fiction with non-fiction, in this case the human physiology, and mashing it together with fiction. My main personal project, the thing that I'm working on for writing, in short, is a dystopia that involves putting human logic and fictional logic concepts together. So, all in all, I think it'll make sense for me to learn it. According to the US Bulls, I'm just calling it that. Exercise physiologists develop fitness and exercise programs to help people improve their health. Now, when I read this, I thought this literally has nothing to do with trying to understand at least a portion of what I could on the human body. But surprisingly, with a little bit more research, I don't think it's the job itself that's going to be the key to getting as much as understanding as I can. Yes, it's probably a career I'd want to go to since it could slightly enhance my knowledge, but what I'd feel would give me the most knowledge out of everything is the fact that I need a bachelor's degree in exercise physiology to get into the job. That alone sounds more promising. According to Science Direct, exercise physiology is the science of human performance under physical stress and the structure and function of the human body. I'm really in a run for my money with this one, especially since it's an area of work I barely even know of. But at the same time, this is my last choice. To put it short, exercise physiology is the study of physical exercise. I'll be able to at least have the basics of how the physical body works. And with that information, I could pretty much apply it to my writing. Oh my god, face cam, holy crap, oh my god. I can't believe this was like a whole month just to finish this video. I thought I would be finished this video in 2 weeks, but I took a whole 2 week break. As I worked on this, I started to think how many choices were out there, not only the health department, but careers as a whole. And I feel a whole lot better after making this video because there are so many other careers that could actually help me if I lose my passion, just so I could know that creative writing isn't the only thing that's there. Without a doubt, I know that there will still be problems out there, from possibly letting go of my passion to trying to find a whole career when the time comes. But while I was making this video, I wanted to keep something ingrained in my mind. Regardless of these problems, victories, or any other random moments, in the end, life really just only moves once. But one thing I could suggest you tell yourself is that you only have one shot at life. There's only one shot. And best believe, it isn't gonna last forever. But as long as you make the most of where you are and what you choose to do, very much so, I think you'll be okay. Wonderful links are in the description. This video took me a whole month to make. So yeah, to my teacher, to my wonderful teacher that I was making this video for, please don't give me a bad grade. This may take me a whole month. It took me a whole month. A whole month. But anyways, have a great day. Have a great life. Go do something. Read a book. Go outside, touch grass, get a job, get a job.